Another very interesting feature of Python, that is the Python at property. The use of property in our Python programming has made the object-oriented programming more easy in case of Python. So now let us go into the demonstration of the use of the property. So here we have defined one class. The name of the class is temperature Celsius. So that is a temp Celsius. It is having one constructor here, and we are passing one parameter temperature with the default argument is equal to 0. And here we are having this self dot underscore temperature is equal to temperature. So this instance variable underscore temperature underscore indicates that this temperature is under the private scope and is getting initialized with this input argument, input parameter, that is the temperature. And here we are having one method, that is a convert to Fahrenheit, which will convert this respective centigrade temperature to the Fahrenheit. Here we are having two methods. One is a getter method, that is a get temperature. Another one is a setter method, that is a set temperature. Getter method will print this text and it will return the respective value in the temperature. And this setter method will check whether the value which will be passed as input argument is less than minus 273 or not. If it is so, it will raise one error, that is a value error, with this respective message. Otherwise, it will print this message and initialize this temperature with this new value which will be passed as input argument. So now here we are going to have our property. Property is nothing but one built-in function which creates and returns a property object. The basic method signature is our fget is equal to null, and then fset is equal to none, and then fdel is equal to none, and doc is equal to none. Now what is the fget? Fget is nothing but a function to get the value of the attribute. Fset is a function to set the value of the attribute. So that is a fset. So fget is a function to get the value of the attribute. That is a getter method. Fset is nothing but a function to set the value of the attribute. That is a setter method. Fdel is a function to delete the attribute, and doc is nothing but one string which is like a comment here. So now this particular property has got three methods, that is a getter, setter, and delete. So three methods are there. So here we are defining one make empty property. So there is a temperature is equal to property, and then assign the fget. So temperature is equal to temperature dot getter get temperature. So get temperature means this particular method name, we are passing this one as get temperature. Then assign fset. So temperature is equal to temperature dot setter set temperature. So this method will be set as a set temperature. So now we are going for C is equal to temp Celsius 5. So C is the new object of the class, that is the temp Celsius 5. So this 5 will be assigned to this temperature. This particular message will get printed on the screen, and then we are having this one self dot underscore temperature, that is a private scope temperature is equal to temperature. So now let me go for the execution. You can find that assigning temperature value, that means this constructor has got executed. So the next one is that print C dot temperature. So whenever we are trying to print the value of the temperature, so actually we are executing the getter method. So getting temperature value, so this particular message should be printed, and then it will return the temperature value. So as a result of that, as we have called this one from this print method, so this 5 will get printed. Before that, getting temperature value is also got printed. So now C dot temperature is equal to 100. So now this 100 will be assigned. So we are calling actually the set temperature, because we're setting this temperature. So set temperature method will be called by default automatically, because it has been set through the property, that is a built-in function, and this value will be passed. And here we have passed the value, that is 100. So that's why if the value is less than minus 273, this condition is not getting true. So the print setting temperature value, this message will be printed. Yes, it has got printed here, and now the value will be assigned to the temperature. So now when you are again printing this C dot temperature, so you are getting the we are getting this particular get temperature method is getting called. So getting temperature value and the self dot underscore temperature will be returned, and as a result of that we are getting this 100. So now you see we are making this one as minus 300. So now what will happen? In this case, the value error will be raised because it is lesser than minus 273. So minus 300 is lesser than 273. So that's why it is producing that that value error. So there is a temperature below minus 273 is not possible. So that message is getting printed here. So in this way, we have shown that how this property is getting used here. Okay. Instead of writing this respective statements, I'm just making them under comment. I can do the same, just writing a single statement here. So there is a temperature is equal to property. So the first argument will be fget. I'm passing that one as a get parameter. The second argument is our fset. So we are passing this parameter, that is our set temperature. So now these are the getter method, this is the setter method. Now if I execute, I'm going to get the same output here. Now see, if I go on printing, print c dot underscore underscore dict this underscore underscore. So if you go on printing, I'm finding that I'm finding one tuple is getting printed, where this all the instance variable defined in this class is getting printed with the respective value. So it is a key value pair. So just if I go for defining another one, another instance variable, say temp, with the value say 500. If I execute the code here, you can find that we're having temperature with the value 100 and temp with the value 500. So whenever we print some member variable from this object, actually we are accessing, that is the object name dot underscore underscore dict underscore underscore. So if I do not want to print all of them, I can print only the temperature here. So I shall go for this temperature. So I can print only the temperature here. You can find that it will print only the value 100. So if I go on printing only the temp, so that can also be done. So I think that will print 500 here. Okay, so that has printed the 500. Okay, now let us concentrate on this property. So we are having two ways to have this built-in function. So that is one is the temperature is equal to property get temperature, that is a getter method, and the set temperature, there is a setter method you can pass. Otherwise we can make one empty property object, and then we can go for this temperature dot getter and temperature for setter to give the name of the, to pass the name of the getter method and the setter method respectively. So let us come to the next example here. So here you see, here we are having this init, that is the constructor here. The name of the class is Celsius. To Fahrenheit, it is converting the Celsius temperature to the Fahrenheit. Here we are having this at the rate of property. This is the at the rate, and then we are having this property. So obviously this particular after writing this one, we are writing only the temperature. You see the method name is temperature. We are not going for the respective getter set temperature or get temperature methods. So whenever you are writing this at the rate of property, that means it is known as the getter method, and whenever you are writing this at the rate of temperature dot setter, that means it is the setter method. So I need not to bother for this set temperature or get temperature. We will be having the method name as temperature here. You see, I didn't do any kind of changes in the respective function bodies. So now C is equal to Celsius 5. So print C dot temperature. So I'm just executing this code here. So here see, here the method, that is a getting value, is getting printed. So now you see the C dot temperature, that means this particular method is getting printed, that is a getter method. And here see, I didn't write anything that is a get underscore or something. I've given the function name as the temperature, only at the rate of property will be the annotation given at the first. And next we are having this C dot temperature is equal to 100. So what will happen here, it is a setting value is getting called, and then whenever we are printing this print C dot temperature, then this 100 is getting printed after printing this message getting value. So here you see, here we are not calling the property method, we are just using this at the rate of property and at the rate of temperature dot setter. So using this particular at the rate of property and at the rate of temperature dot setter, we are just defining that which is the setter method and which is the getter method. So as a result of that, in our object oriented coding, I need not to call the respective functions by their names. I can easily use, that is a C dot temperature for the printing, or c.temperature is equal to 100 for the assigning. So accordingly the getter and setter methods are getting called. So there is a nice usage of this property method in our Python coding to make the object oriented programming much simpler. Thanks for watching this video.